Give it a second, and then we'll begin with opening prayer. Thank you guys for squeezing in. All right, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord, thank you so much for a great term. Thank you for everyone in this room and all of the work that they did this year. But out of the goodness of their heart for volunteer to make the student union a better place. Thank you for guiding our thoughts, words, and actions always. And we look forward to passing this on to the next incoming administration. We know that they will do a wonderful job, and the next incoming senators, please bless them and guide them in their journey as well. In your name we pray. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. All right.
Okay. All right. So our question of the day, keep it brief and let's make it nice in case you don't have anything nice to say, but what is your favorite, very short memory from Senate this year? Okay. Very short. Keep it nice. You could.
You can do it.
Okay. Well, you could just say like what you're gonna miss, something along those lines, but let's be positive here. Okay. All right. Avery Gaylor.
My favorite memory is when Andrew added a period to the Constitution.
Thomas Cluck.
I'm just gonna say that I wasn't here for that, but I really wish I was. So that's a regret I have.
Amelia Forrest.
I liked all of Sam's QR codes.
Ryan Murray.
I liked reading bills 2 minutes before they were on.
Caitlin Garcia. Or Proxy. Okay. Sam Godinez.
Here, the celebration after the Moreau bill got passed.
Jacob Spura.
Proxy.
So can you introduce yourself? Name, dorm, a fun fact about yourself.
I'm Matt. I'm from Duncan, and I'm the Duncan Hall Senator next term.
Awesome. And then you, guess you don't have any.
No.
That's
It's fun
okay.
being here, so.
That's okay. Awesome. Brian Lally.
I gotta go Sam's cat video.
Justice Walker.
Here, Sam's quesadilla recipe.
Joseph Tunney.
Here, keeping these meetings moving with Charlie and Thomas.
Lindy Scooby.
Sam's quesadilla resolution, because everyone still talks about it.
Isabel Rodriguez.
Here, walking here for my last Senate.
Oh.
Rocco Giannotti.
Here, when Clay dispenses with the readings.
Do we have a proxy for Justin Aguiar?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So could you introduce yourself, your name, your dorm, and a fun fact about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Tommy Keogh, and I'm gonna be the Keogh Senator next term.
Clay Chauncey.
Probably Sam accidentally confirming his allegations while.
Claire Hoban.
Probably listening to everyone's answers.
Libby Meister.
I think just meeting and working with a bunch of people I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Dave Miller.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, just meeting people from literally all over campus.
James Bradley.
Here, Sam's cat video.
Jaden Espinoza.
Here, finishing this meeting.
Charlie Peel.
I enjoyed all the fruitful debate we had.
Bella Vasquez.
Proxy.
So introduce something.
I'm Samantha, I'm from PE, and I'm also gonna be the PE senator.
Maura Myers. Her proxy. Yara Obedi. Her proxy. Okay. Vinny Badali.
Here, probably meeting new people.
Andrew Ryan.
I enjoyed writing a resolution.
Ryan Casey. Dorian Koshio.
Here, also say Sam defending himself from the Yet haters.
Mariana Esparza.
Here, Sam's 2-minute rant.
Quinn Shannon.
It was satisfying when we left things in new business.
James Schoen. Okay. Ian Show.
Here, making a motion.
Faith Sullivan,
I like hearing everyone's answers to these questions.
Lulu Romero,
Well, I'm getting thrown into this and figuring it out as I go.
Rose Webb,
Andrew Ryan.
Zach Spice,
I'm gonna say Aiden Resner.
Aaliyah Applet,
Blonde hair, handsome face, kid. Alright, keep it moving.
Aaliyah Applet,
This was just a great way to meet people and understand how Notre Dame works, so I really like these.
Ava DeCroy,
I'm gonna say getting interviewed about Farley Roach, who was Senate by the Observer article, who was here to cover the Senate meeting.
Belle Marquetti,
Here, walking the legends after Senate.
Aubrey DiStefano,
Senate meeting in like the middle of October.
Daniel Jung,
Here, I like the period resolution.
Aiden Resner.
Oh, gosh.
It's been great to meet and work with all of you, seriously, it's been awesome, so, and thank you for, giving me the respect also as well, I really appreciate it, it's been a great time. And Max, number two, Max is number two.
Hunter Brook,
Never want to skip it.
sorry.
No, you're good. For me, it was probably when Father Jenkins wrote a very nice letter of response to us. I think that was very sweet. So.
Mark Metrios,
Hi, this is my second meeting, so, but I think like,
What was your favorite part from the last meeting then?
getting to see Nate is the best.
Lily Conadina,
I'll say just meeting and getting to work with a lot of new people in the student.
Peter Schiff,
I got to vote a couple times, so that's pretty cool.
Bridget Shivers,
I didn't vote, so hearing about Peter's love of the moon during our check-in questions.
Coronisa,
Probably just hearing everyone's ideas and listening to the presentations from.
and then last but not least, Mo Doyle.
Here, all of them. I mean, how do I pick one?
You could pick
It's
one.
my favorite time
You
of
could
week.
do it.
You can do it.
But I'm not gonna.
Okay,
All of them, they're all the faves. Come on.
They're all your favorites.
None of them are.
Fair.
okay, James Baird.
You wanted to join. I thought.
Oh,
I
I
said,
mean,
well, maybe,
new question? What do you,
we can just.
okay.
What are you excited about?
Yeah.
About Senate? What
I
are you
was gonna
excited
say
about?
that, but you wanna take credit.
My favorite memory is when Lewis resigned.
Madison Denchfield,
Here. My favorite memory is Sam's reaction at the Moreau resolution passing.
Kate Shomas,
Here, I've only been here a few weeks, but just the debates were interesting, I think, yeah.
also, if you want, you could say what you're looking forward to, but you could also do a past memory, whatever you want, go crazy. Alex Mitchell,
Sorry, what's the question?
like, favorite memory, or what are you looking forward to?
I enjoyed expressing concern for and defending the importance of ink expenditures. Thank you.
Irvine Asumo,
He's very nice.
I always mess up, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, friends are Brooks' outfits.
Awesome. I tried.
Keep going.
Boston.
Keep them moving.
Matthew Witt,
Here, I'm excited to write a resolution.
Henry Keller,
Here. Land of the peers of the Constitution.
Adam Akan,
Here, I'm excited to vote on resolutions. Be real fun.
Lauren Whitlatch,
My favorite memory was when I was a proxy for the first time and the meeting was over 2 hours long.
Laura Clemens. Or proxy, okay. Claire Hurd. Proxy. Matthew Amante,
Here, My favorite memory was my first Senate meeting when I sat here for an hour and a half listening to debate on the student activities fee raising, and then I got nominated within 5 seconds.
Tommy Steck,
Here, I guess I'm looking forward to voting on resolution.
John Knott. Anna Beck,
Here, just excited to start meeting with like new people and working on resolutions.
Andrea Jasso. Lindsay Lark. Jack Soup.
Here.
I always forget.
Probably share new resolutions.
Giancarlo Donahue.
Here.
Oh,
I wasn't here for the question. I'm
It's
looking
okay.
forward to meeting everyone.
awesome. Joseph Leopold.
I'm looking forward to kind of just like learning about the Senate, what's going on.
Samantha Ismail.
Here, and I'm looking forward to meeting.
Sophia Grierson.
Here, I'm looking forward to being able to vote.
Grace Lynch.
Here, I like the spirit resolution.
Kyle Hill.
I'm looking forward to making the world a better place.
Carly Griffin.
Here, I'm stoked to raise my hand.
Andrew Cansfield.
Here, I'm looking forward to being able to.
Francesca Lichtenberger.
Here, I also like the added.
Iyabu Ojulari.
Oh, no, it's okay. And I'm looking forward to meeting with you.
That is in a roll call.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. We'll move on to the approval of the minutes. Motion to approve the minutes. Okay, we'll now vote on approving the minutes. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay, great. Thank you, guys. The minutes are approved. We'll go on to executive announcements. I'm going to invite Mary Grace up. She's the Director of Disability Advocacy. She's been working hard on a project about making social media accessible. So I'm going to pull that up and then she's going to walk through it super quickly.
Hi guys, while Aiden's pulling this up, like Aiden said, I'm Mary Grace. I'm the Director of Disability Advocacy, the outgoing director. One of our projects this year has been working on a guide for social media accessibility for all sorts of student groups. And we figured that since you guys are a collection of a lot of leaders on campus involved in all sorts of different student groups, representing all different dorms, student council, class councils, all of these things, that it would be a great place to present this here. So this guide, I also will re-upload it because I realized it came on with some of the comments, which is my bad. But this guide was made by Mira Bakhta, one of my department members. She's fantastic. If you see her around, give her a shout. She's pretty awesome. So this goes through really all sorts of things about making social media accessible. So you may notice that all of student government's communications videos here, we'll just approve those, have had closed captions. All of these are really important, helps those who are hard of hearing, deaf, or have auditory processing disorders, or if you're like me and you just don't like to have the sound on when you're watching videos. Don't use auto captioning if you can help it. At least check to make sure they're accurate. There are a lot of things that social media can get, that auto captioning can get wrong. For the rest of these, I'll just sort of scroll through and point out some of the high points because you guys will be able to go through these and look yourself, and I don't want to keep you too long. But there are all sorts of things that you might not know. Really important things, color and font choices, emojis. This is one I had never known before. And then there are also directions for image and video descriptions. These are ways to make social media more accessible for blind or low vision people. We've got all sorts of examples, some helpful tips, and then other resources. So my request of you all is to use this in your own social media usage And if at all possible, to share it with the student groups that you're a part of. Whether you are in charge of the social media of the student group or not, it's really, really important to have access on social media, especially because our generation uses social media so much. If people who are deaf, blind, low vision, even people who have like sensory processing disorders, and sometimes images can be really overwhelming, image descriptions, closed captions, all of these things are super duper important. And accessibility, it might seem like, you might be thinking like, well, I don't know any people who are blind or who are deaf, or like, are there people even who have those disabilities at Notre Dame? I assure you there are. And even if you don't know people like that, accessibility helps everyone. Accessibility is incredibly important. And like I said, like if you like to watch videos without the volume on, it's really important to have closed captions so you know what people are saying. Am I allowed to ask any questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do any of you have any questions about this? Okay, cool. Again, I'm the outgoing director, so in like a week, this won't be mine anymore, but Bryn Doherty is the new director. She's fantastic. She's gonna do a really great job with this. So again, my request for you is if you can use this on your own social media. It's kind of difficult to remember, but that's why we made this thing today. Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Mary Grace. I appreciate it. Okay, and then next on executive announcements, Daniel is going to deliver his final State of the Union address.
For all the new senators, if you don't know, the student body president is constitutionally required once a semester to give a State of the Union address. My big piece of advice to Dawson is to make these short and sweet because we got a lot to talk about. So 2 pages, we're going to breeze through them, but here we go. To the Student Senate of the University of Notre Dame du Lac. Since the start of my term on April 1st, 2023, student government and the wider student union has been hard at work to improve the student life and flourishing of the Notre Dame student body. I'm extremely proud of the way that the student union has operated this year, and here are some notable student government and specifically executive cabinet developments that have taken place since my previous state of the student union, which took place in November of 2023. These include, but are not limited to, the following. 1, the presentation on the current campus climate and student flourishing, presented by Aidan Resner, Colette Doyle, and myself to the Notre Dame Board of Trustees, and the subsequent dispersal of this presentation to various campus groups. 2, the hosting of Steps to Wellness Week, a week aimed at promoting mental and physical flourishing of our students at Notre Dame. 3, collaboration with the Office of the President on Walk the Walk Week 2024, and in particular, the Student Government Black Excellence Dinner, which took place during that week. 4, the continual meeting and deepening of the relationship between the student union and the Notre Dame Police Department, particularly for our NDPD Table Talk events. 5, the chairing and participating in administrative committees, including but not limited to Academic Council, Faculty Senate, Committee on the Libraries, OIT Support Committee, University Committee on Female Students, Faculty, and Staff, Father Jerry Ollinger's 2 executive committees, Campus Life Council, and many more. For context, I was not on all those committees, but members of the executive cabinet were. The hosting of Civic Engagement Week to promote democracy in line with the Office of the President's Initiative on Democracy. The completion of final projects from our fuel members, the first undergraduate experience of leadership. The hosting of Father Mike Schmitz, a famous American Catholic priest, to grow and nourish the spiritual life of our Notre Dame students. 9, the fostering of a deeper relationship with the local South Bend community through Notre Dame's Day of Service, Back the Bend, and through Taste of South Bend, which is happening at 6 today. 10, the supporting of our first generation and low income students through our Spring Golden Generation Dinner, among other initiatives. 11, the supporting of our LGBTQ+ students and other allies through events like Pride Fest, among others. 12, the working with various members of the Notre Dame administration, including but not limited to President Father John Jenkins, Provost McGreevy, Father Jerry, Dr. Hugh Page, Police Chief Shibata, Mike Seaman, Shannon Cullinan, Mo Doyle, Brian Coughlin, and many, many more. 13, the hosting of weekly executive cabinet meetings chaired by our Chief of Staff, Colette Doyle. 14, the peaceful transition of power from the Jung Resner administration to the Kaiser Miller administration. 15, final point. Lastly, the full flourishing and cooperation of all branches of the student union. Special recognition here is due to Bridget Shippers and Peter Schimpf, the Hall President's Council, Corin Issa and Hunter Brook from Judicial Council, Lily Condamina from Sub, Ava DeCroy from the CCC, Hannah Blashkowitz and Mark Metrios from FMB, Lulu Romero, Rose Wynn, Max Feist, and Aaliyah Applin from the class councils, Bill Marchetti from Off-Campus Council, and all the Residence Hall senators and off-campus senators. As we come to the end of our terms, it is my judgment that the student union is healthy and ready for a new generation of leadership to guide its future growth. In a special way, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to serve as student body president. I speak for both Dayton and myself. It's really been a huge honor, so thank you for having us in these positions. Finally, I want to thank each of you all in this room for the work that you've performed and will continue to perform. It has been an honor to work with each and every one of you, and your contributions to our campus community don't go unnoticed. In all your efforts, you have kept the mission of Notre Dame at the heart of the work you did. For that, I'm truly grateful. As you conclude your term, I ask that all of you may thank God for the gifts he has bestowed upon you in your life. And I also ask that you pray for your successors and all of our student leaders, that they may follow the Lord and bring about a better future for all students at the University of Notre Dame, Duloc. This concludes my State of the Union.
Thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate it. All right, we'll move on to general orders. The first item in general orders we have is SS 232413, a resolution to update the hall flags on the track in the Smith Center. One of you. Orion.
Motion to dispense the reading.
Okay, we will now vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained. Okay, the reading is dispensed with. We are now in questioning. As always, any individual who is a co-author on the resolution can answer questions, although Sam is the primary author.
Just wondering why the limit of, or minimum of 2 years was put on there.
Oh, yeah, so basically the way that the flags work right now is that they say that they don't just say the opening year and the logo, but also their mascot name. So basically, we don't want them to feel rushed, that we need them to have these documents submitted in order for them to kind of have this identity established. What if it doesn't work out? So giving them these 2 minimum years for them to establish their identity and actually like reflect the community before deciding to send those documents, in my opinion, is really reflective to kind of saying that these are the next steps.
Yeah, and to add with conversations with residential life, oftentimes it takes time for a dorm that has been newly instated to build a culture, build a coat of arms, and have a mascot. It's not often immediate. So this is the leeway, and the Office of Residential Life will be in communication with hall staff and hall leaders consistently throughout that process to see when they are ready to submit those items. Yeah, Jake.
Second.
We will now vote on moving out of questioning into debate. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained. Okay, we're now in debate. Bridget?
Yeah, I would bring up a point about the bullet point on undergraduate community at Fisher. It says that to give them time to establish an identity, it will say that this year they have already they already have their dorm mascot, they have their like logo, they have those things. So it would probably be more inclusive to list them in the same way we do current residence hall communities, rather than singling them out as someone who doesn't have an identity.
Sure, yeah, I think when the conversations had happened, it wasn't clear whether they had an identity yet, but the idea is to move as quickly as possible here in the conversations. But Sam.
I will also add, like, if they already have their mascot and everything ready and they feel as though they are secure, I don't see a reason why the hall staff can't send their information to the Office of Residential Life.
Still in debate. What? Second. Okay, we're now going to vote on moving out of debate and into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, wonderful. We're now going to vote on resolution SS 232413, a resolution to update the hall flags on the track in the Smith Center. All those in favor?
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Please raise them high. Sorry, thank you, guys. I know it's, just want to make sure. Again, and also, if you're a new senator but serving as a proxy, you can vote, but if you're not serving as a proxy, you cannot vote. Okay. Opposed? And abstain?
Oh, wait,
Okay, the resolution passes.
I was for it.
Awesome, okay, so now we will move on to SO 23, 24, 25, in order to establish a legislative formatting code. Yes, Clay?
Second.
Okay, we will now vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, the reading is dispensed with, and we are now in questioning. I believe it's Hunter and Corin, right? Yeah, so you can direct your questions to them.
What does this mean?
Great question. So, and I'll try and give you a short answer. So basically, it's saying there are not any kind of guidelines as to how legislation should be written right now. So this is just making those, with the theory being it will allow for more consistency over the years, across terms, more readability, more accessibility to like new senators, so they can actually see like, oh, these are the things that have to be included. It's purely formatting stuff, so it's literally like font size 12, right? The actual guidelines themselves are not this. This is just saying, in theory, those guidelines can exist. And then a separate piece of legislation would actually make them. So this is not actually making any rules itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I will also add, the Committee on the Constitution tried to hear this, but did not reach quorum. So had an informal conversation about it and informally unanimously voted to approve it. But that was an informal vote of just random members of the committee and not the committee itself, if it can hit quorum. So take that as well.
And just quick clarification,
Yeah.
specifically for resolutions and orders. Talking about like
Yes.
having a written document about how you write
Yeah,
resolutions and orders, because that can be a confusing thing.
Yeah.
Without, knowledge about that beforehand.
Yep.
Yeah, Albert.
To my knowledge, it has not. Why now? Because I thought it would be useful. I mean, as someone who's kind of written some legislation and been a senator, it kind of took me a while to figure out how do I like actually format all this correctly. And so I thought it would really be useful to have sort of guidelines as to how to actually do that. And then also looking at historic legislation in past. I've kind of been telling this to some people, like if you go back 5 years, it looks pretty similar. But then if you go back like 7 years, it gets kind of different. And then 15 years back, it's almost unrecognizable. So the hope would also be this would ensure greater consistency year over year. So that people would be able to like look back and go, oh, I know what this is doing.
Still in questioning.
I said unanimous consent to move out of debate into a vote. Object.
Out of question. Well, we were in
That,
question.
also that,
Oh,
it's we're in questioning, so, okay, go ahead, Andrew.
I just have a question, like, so would you see that this, would you foresee this removing other parts of like, discussing resolutions and orders in the Constitution? Could those things potentially be removed and added to a code like this in the future to therefore shorten the Constitution?
I am very hesitant to say removing things. Like if you were to say a specific, I mean, ultimately it would be up to the Senate, right? But if you were to say a specific, and also the director of this country. But if you were to say like this specific clause, I'd have an easier time saying like, oh yeah, maybe that would be something better. But I'd say probably like general things like a resolution shall do this probably is best for the Constitution. Right, I think that the intention behind this is that it'll be in more nitty gritty details. So I don't know, not a great answer, but I'm kind of hesitant to say like generally.
Okay, motion out of question into debate. We'll now vote on moving out of questioning and into debate. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained. Okay, we are now in debate.
Motion to move out of debate into a vote. Second.
Okay, we will now vote on moving out of debate into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. Okay, great. We will now vote on SO 23, 24, 25 in order to establish a legislative formatting code. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. Okay, great. Thank you. It passes. Okay, we're now in new business. I would ask, I made a mistake and forgot Ava passed a resolution or passed an order through the Committee on the Constitution. It was supposed to appear on the agenda last week. We had a very busy agenda and I actually left off, so I would really appreciate it if we could hear it today because it's a really important resolution for club funding.
I'll also say it's really short.
It's also really short. It's very straightforward. And also just keep in mind that all of the items that are in new business, because this is our last meeting, if we do not hear them today, then they die. So essentially, yes, Clay.
I move to bring items A, B, and C up to general orders, but C first. They're all here.
Okay. So then, go ahead.
Do you have a preference in order between A and
Would
B?
like C.
So C, A, B.
Okay. So we have a second.
Second.
Okay, we'll now, well, are there any objections to that? Okay, seeing that there are none, we will do that and we'll go on to the nominations for sub-executive directors. Yeah, Andrew.
I just had a question for,
Yeah.
for Jamil.
Oh, hang on. Wait, she has to read it unless there's a dispensing of the reading.
Sorry.
Yes, Tori. Okay, we will now vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. Okay, the readings are dispensed with. Andrew, go ahead and ask your questions. Also, all the nominees, can you guys please raise your hands in the back there? Thank you. So any questions can be directed to either Emily or any of the nominees. Yes, Andrew.
Okay, I have a question for Jamil. I wanted to ask about your experience volunteering in the NICU. Could you talk about that?
Sure. So I volunteer at Memorial Hospital in the NICU, and it's great because we can read motherless babies, and it's a great way to get experience for the track that we do, which is neonatology.
You're still in questioning. Any questions? Yes, Jaden.
Motion to allow the question.
Have a second? Okay, we will now vote on moving out of questioning and into debate. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. Okay, great. I'm sorry, all the nominees for debate have to leave the room. But we'll call you guys back in after the vote has happened. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We are now in debate. Yeah.
Second.
We now vote on moving out of debate and into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay. We will now vote on the nominations for sub-executive board of directors. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, great. Please welcome them with a round of applause as they come back in. All right, we'll go on to item D, SO 23, 24, 28, in order to amend Article, 16 of the Constitution. Are there any objections to the unanimous consent to dispense with the reading? Okay, seeing that there are none. And then next, we have a memorandum from the Committee on the Constitution. Are there any objections to the unanimous consent to dispense with the reading of the memorandum? Okay, seeing that there are none, we are now in questioning. Ava, if you could just please give a quick description just on behalf of me about what this is doing.
Okay, yeah. So this is really pretty simple. Essentially, right now, there's a short passage of the Constitution that has a word
word used incorrectly. So it uses the words inactive and defunct to describe clubs. Like it uses them interchangeably, but they actually do have separate definitions in terms of like how we deal with club funding. Inactive clubs should retain the funds in their bank account. They have to like re-register to be able to access them and use them. But defunct clubs are clubs that are like no longer existing, and so their funds should be cleared out and then reallocated to active clubs. So right now, the Constitution uses them interchangeably. That creates all sorts of weird things about funding and what we can and can't do with defunct and inactive clubs. So just to clear that up, it's changing literally one word to make that a consistent usage of those words in the Constitution.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for him? Yeah, Ian.
Wait, so could you explain how your club becomes defunct?
Yeah, so that is, there's a process. So basically you would become inactive before you became defunct. So it's essentially after a given time period of being inactive, like a very long time period of being inactive. Yeah, so it's different levels. You're either an active club, you can then be inactive after a certain number of years being inactive, or if you requested, let's say, to just become defunct, the club requested to be dissolved. Like there are a couple of avenues to how you can become defunct, but yeah, it's essentially you're no longer on the books as a club at Notre Dame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I propose an amendment to add number 28 after the 23, 24 in the header twice?
Say that slower and a little bit louder, please.
Yeah.
Can you add 28 after the?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. So are you okay with that?
Yeah, I just added it.
And then, I don't know, okay, thank you for catching that in. Yeah, go ahead. We will now vote on moving out of questioning and into debate. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay, we are now in debate on this issue. Yeah.
Motion to move out of debate into a vote.
Second.
All right, we'll now vote on moving out of debate into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, great. We will now vote on SO 232428 in order to amend Article 16 of the Constitution. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ava, for your remarks. All right, great. And now we will sadly hit the last item for the term.
No.
P232402. Holy crap, a lot of you guys have signed this. Okay. In order, a petitioned resolution to increase the size of paper cups in the dining halls. Yes, Clay?
Hold up, can I read it?
What's that?
Can I read it?
The second, so we got to vote on it. We will now vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, the reading is dispensed with. We are now in questioning. I suppose any and all co-authors can answer questions. Amelia?
Sam, did you get like a reason why they changed the cup size?
From where is the question? Because there are so many reasons why they removed the cups, and I couldn't get like an official answer. So what the Reggie told me, the director of campus dining, it was because they were using the supply from COVID, which happened to be larger, and that they ran out of that supply this year, and eventually they were short this year, and then eventually now they're considering bringing it back. But other student workers said that apparently they had to remove them because people were allegedly stealing food with those large paper cups, which I find absurd because we're paying $17.50 per meal, so we might as well.
All right, Sam. Okay. Answer the question. Answer the question.
So, to answer the question, because I could not find a specific reason, I chose not to include the reason in the official document just to be safe.
One of the reasons were that people were stealing food and that they would have to pay more for that food, and then they bring it back. Do you think that could possibly lead to an increase in price and the cost of swipes? Theoretically. Like of the meal plan, if they have to pay for more food hypothetically because they have to bring these back.
No, in my own free time, I did calculations. Apparently, we pay around like $4,000-ish throughout the whole year for campus dining, which means that across all students, they have $38 million. So I don't foresee them increasing our meal plans just because of some paper cups, in my opinion.
Let's move out of questioning into debate. Second. We'll now vote on moving out of questioning and into debate. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. Okay, great. We're now in debate.
Motion to out of debate, add into a vote.
Second. All right, we'll now vote on moving out of debate into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. Okay, we will now vote on a petitioned resolution P 23-2402, a petitioned resolution to increase the size of paper cups in the dining halls. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. All right, great. It passes. I would like to point out that two petitioned resolutions have not been passed in many, many years. The last time, I think it was when the Student Senate tried to do a recall of Father Jenkins. So very different avenues this year. But, you know, thank you for the work that you did on that, Sam. We've had two this year, which has been great.
Gosh,
With this officially double digits of my items passed, Emperor Palpatine once said, "I am the Senate," and I took those words to heart while I ran for president. Of course, thank you very much.
Announcements. Once again, thank you guys sincerely for all of the work that you've done this year. I know a few of you are returning, and to those of you who are returning, again, I'm going to be here on campus next semester. So if anyone has any questions or wants to reach out, just talk about things, I would be happy to meet with any of you. But it's really been a pleasure. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your energy. I really appreciate the productive conversations. And like I said, really been a wonderful opportunity. It's been it was probably the best part of my college experience doing this and being in this role with Daniel. So I really appreciate everything.
Thank you, Aiden.
Open it up to announcements from anybody else. Yes, Aaliyah.
Pangborn's Got Talent is tonight, so if you want to come to D-Bar, that'd be great. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
go to that. No, you're good, you're good. Go to that, definitely.
Sophomores, class 26, class math Tuesday when we get back, with Father Pete at 5:15.
There's no Goose Cafe tomorrow, but there's Goose Cafe next week. And then I believe some collaboration with student government as well. And then obviously next Friday is Sabbath Sub concert. If you're looking for a spot on the wait list, that form is still open. We'll also be having an Antostal promotion event in the coming weeks, just to get you guys all familiar with the theme. Senior Club Council and off-campus council are collaborating for South Cubs game on ticket sales close tonight.
Yeah, just
Fisher Regatta, April 13th.
Andrew.
Yeah, I just wanted to echo what everyone else was saying. I had the opportunity to see Daniel's leadership up close on Campus Life Council, and obviously Aiden's here, so just thank you both for your leadership this year. Thank you.
Also, the freshmen have an Easter egg hunt tomorrow. It's happening on both North and South Quad, so whatever you live closest to, you can go. There's gonna be like $100 Amazon gift card as one of like the top prizes. So you can literally find an egg and win $100. Good.
Hunter?
If you guys, I have a few. If you guys are interested or curious about serving on the Judicial Council or know someone who might be, feel free to tell them to reach out to me, ask me questions, or to apply. I believe the application closes on April 1st. Also, if you are a senator who got an email from me late last night, please stick around for the Hall Information Workshop meeting. And also, I think it would be lovely if we gave another round of applause to like all of the big student union leaders who have really, I think, done a lot of great work this year from what I've seen. So I'm appreciative of everyone.
Hey, you guys, go to Chase South Bend, Yankee, free food. All right, do we need a motion to adjourn? Jaden?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All right, we'll now vote on adjourning. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Great. Thank you, guys.
Also, right now.